Ma'am, step away from the child.
Excuse me?
We got a report of an attempted abduction.
He fell in the pool. I pulled him out.
Let's just make sure he's all right.
You want proof? Here. Special Agent Nia Jordan, FBI. He's not abducted. He's breathing because of me.
Agent, we appreciate
Make
what
sure
you
the
did.
report says that.
It was supposed to be paradise, a single mother's reward after years of sacrifice. The turquoise pool shimmered under the Florida sun, laughter echoing around her. But when two officers stormed into the resort, their eyes didn't see a guest. They saw a suspect. A black woman in a white swimsuit, a little boy clinging to her side. Their voices grew louder, the stares sharper. She felt the same chill she'd felt too many times before. What started as a vacation was about to become a public lesson in prejudice. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Danielle Carter was used to pressure. At 35, she was a seasoned FBI field agent, calm, sharp, and disciplined. But off-duty, she was just a mother trying to make memories with her 8-year-old son, Malik. After years of canceled plans and missed birthdays, she had finally booked a luxury beach resort for the two of them. The place was beautiful, palm trees swaying, children splashing, and sunbeds lined in neat rows. For once, Danielle let herself relax. She wasn't Agent Carter here. She was just Mom. As she watched Malik laugh and jump into the water, she felt something she hadn't felt in years: peace. She didn't notice the suspicious glances from the staff or the quiet whispers behind. Sunglasses until a hotel guest's misplaced assumption, one call to local police, would turn that peaceful afternoon into a public humiliation she'd never forget. The officers arrived fast, sirens cutting through the gentle hum of summer. Guests looked up, confused, as two uniformed men strode toward the pool. Danielle was adjusting Malik's towel when one shouted across the deck, "Ma'am, step away from the child!" The laughter died instantly. Dozens of eyes turned toward her. She froze, instinctively scanning for threats. "Is something wrong, officer?" she asked, keeping her voice calm and professional, but they weren't listening. One pointed at her, muttering to the other, "She fits the description. A woman seen trying to enter guest rooms." Danielle blinked. "Description?" Her words went unheard. The taller officer moved closer, hand on his holster. Malik clung to her leg, confused and afraid. People began recording. The officers demanded ID, questioned her presence, and accused her of being somewhere she didn't belong. She explained she was a registered guest, but her room card and phone were by the pool chair a few steps away. When she moved to retrieve them, the shorter officer barked, "Don't move!" The air grew heavier, each second stretching. Danielle's mind raced. She'd been trained to de-escalate, to stay calm, but the scene wasn't a briefing room. This was her son watching his mother being treated like a criminal. Her skin, her silence, her very existence in that space had become a threat. She exhaled slowly. Years of discipline kept her hand steady, but inside, anger simmered. They had no idea who they were talking to. One officer reached for his cuffs. "Ma'am, turn around." That was it. Danielle straightened, her voice low and commanding. "Enough!" She reached into her beach bag, ignoring their shouts, and pulled out a black leather badge holder. She flipped it open with the precision of muscle memory. In the sunlight, the Federal Bureau of Investigation's gold emblem shone. The officers froze mid-motion. Gasps rippled across the pool deck. Danielle held their gaze, steady, unblinking. "You should have asked for ID," she said quietly. Their confidence melted into embarrassment. Radios crackled, and for once, silence worked louder than any words. Malik looked up at her, awe replacing fear. The power balance had flipped completely, and for the first time, the officers understood just how badly they'd misjudged her. Minutes later, the resort manager arrived, tripping over apologies. The officers stammered about miscommunication and about doing their job. Danielle didn't argue. She didn't need to. The truth was already on every camera around the pool. She gathered Malik's towel, took his hand, and walked away. Not with anger, but with the quiet dignity they had tried to take from her. That night, as the waves whispered beyond their balcony, Malik asked, "Mom, why did they think you were bad?" She took a deep breath. "Because some people see color before they see character." He nodded slowly, processing more than a child should have to, and somewhere in the distance, the sound of the ocean carried her unspoken promise to keep fighting until that stops being true. Where are you watching from? The next morning, the resort offered a free stay. Danielle declined. She didn't want comfort. She wanted accountability. The video from that afternoon had already started circulating online. People commented with outrage, disbelief, and weary familiarity. "Another day, another story," one person wrote. But this wasn't just another story. It was a reflection of how easily perception becomes prejudice. At work, her colleagues praised her composure. "You handled it well," they said. But she didn't want praise for surviving what should never have happened. She wanted change, real, lasting change. Weeks later, Danielle returned to duty, but something had shifted. She used her platform to train agents on unconscious bias, to remind them that power without empathy was just another weapon. Malik, meanwhile, carried his own quiet strength. When asked at school what his mom did, he smiled proudly. "She helps fix what's broken." Danielle knew the road ahead was long. But she also knew every story like hers chipped away at the walls built by fear and ignorance. Maybe someday, a woman like her could stand by a pool, carefree and unseen, not because she blended in, but because equality had finally become normal. Until then, she'd keep wearing her badge, not as a symbol of authority, but as a shield for those who had none. Justice is more than just a term. It's a choice, made in moments like these. So the next time you see someone judged before being understood, ask yourself, what would you have done differently? And where are you watching from? Take care.